Welcome back, everybody, to another cryptocurrency news article. This one comes from Forecast Desk News, and it's on how Europe's MiCA can pave the way for crypto's revival. It's run by Nick Sapendero, and let's see how they can do that. So, unlike many of my crypto contemporaries, I've long been a supporter of regulation. While it may not mesh with the underlying libertarian principles of the movement, we need to be pragmatic. To successfully deliver our decentralized vision, we can't allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Comprise is critical, and if we are to live harmoniously with the fiat financial system, a big part of it is submitting to the right kind of regulation. However, until now, much of the proposal compliance has been inappropriate, impractical, or staggering overreach of authority. The main issue has been the arm's length approach for regulators, and lawmakers have taken to governance, especially in the US. Rather than collaborating with the crypto industry, there are being concerted efforts to jam us into existing regulatory frameworks that simply just do not apply. The European Union Markets and Crypto Assets Framework, the MiCA, is different. For the first time, it feels like the perfect example of government regulators working alongside industries to create a set of laws that offer a mutually beneficial path forward. In late September, the full text of the MiCA framework leaked online at over 1,000 pages long. It set out Europe's landmark crypto licensing regulation, which likely will come into effect in 2024. The original draft of the MiCA had some extreme proposals that would have been incredibly destructive to the crypto industry. Clauses like requiring the KYC, know your customers, for all non-fungible token marketplaces, banning decentralized finance, and crashing Bitcoin's price to kill it off proof of work. Thankfully, greater, more sensible minds prevailed. According to reports, the more extreme policies are absent from the final draft. In my opinion, what remains is a reasonable approach that could pave the way for the crypto bull run, and here are some of the reasons why. 1. We are kicking out the cowboys. While the crypto movement has noble intentions, the industry has been plagued by nefarious activities that have seriously harmed its reputation and seen investors lose millions to scammers and fraudsters. The 2017 era was rife with projects that put out a white paper and they collected millions in investment money through an initial coin offerings, only to disappear with the funds. While this wasn't true of every project, implementing strict regulations around ICOs and product launches will effectively wipe out the exit scam by requiring the development of a detailed white paper and holding the authors to account for delivering a timeline. Only legitimate projects will see the light of day. At its heart, regulation is about consumer protection, so it's encouraging to see Europe take a balanced approach to tackle the scammers head on while freeing people decide how much exposure they have to the industry. 2. Clearly defined roles. There are times when it has felt like the government has been trying to regulate the industry out of existence. In the US, there was an attempt to pass legislation that would essentially group anyone involved in purchasing and facilitating crypto services with the exchanges selling coins. Doing so would have placed impossible demands on the average crypto user and likely closed the doors on many services. The MiCA recognizes the differences between actors taking part in the industry and clarifies how the regulators should view them. This delineation is exemplified in their understanding and resulting definition of emissions, or block subsidies, to which they are sometimes referred to. Now, they accept that people who earn rewards through staking do so through work. The MiCA definition means that emissions, staking/mining rewards generated by consensus are protected as income rather than a dividend for investors and ensure that generally decentralized crypto assets remain protected by the fundamental philosophies that they are built upon. 3. Protecting DeFi providers. Under the MiCA, the providers of DeFi platforms may also breathe a huge sigh of relief. There have been attempts to make them liable for any and all activity on their network, and this is unfair in the same way as making an internet service provider accountable for everything their users do on the internet. Now, certainly, there should be clear compliance to ensure that users are protected and that scammers and others are limited in what they can do on the network, which is precisely the approach that the MiCA seems to take. The MiCA framework appears to provide full protection to DeFi providers. It says that if something is generally decentralized, the people who created the protocol are not responsible for everything on their network. 4. NFTs remain a gray area. There remains some confusion regarding how to define non-fungible tokens, and as a result, MiCA isn't 100% clear on how to handle them. On the one hand, there is an acceptance that they are tokens, but on the other hand, they don't operate in the same way as cryptocurrencies. Ultimately, it will likely be necessary to create a new category for them, which isn't currently covered in the European framework right now. Now, this confusion needs to be cleared up. Large, non-crypto brands will be a vital vector for bringing users into the space, and NFTs are an important vehicle for doing so. However, they will only do so if there is clarity on what they can and cannot do. As a wider point, it's also important to clarify how non-crypto companies work with the industry. There are huge partnership opportunities, and precise regulation will ensure that we can mine these opportunities as much as possible. And 5, stablecoins, sovereignty, and national security. As one might expect, the MiCA is not devoid of protectionist policies. Its authors understand that stablecoins could present a material risk to national currencies. While the European legislators do not appear to want to eliminate them, they clearly want to ensure stablecoin issuers continue to secure backing using the assets governed by the state. The framework is focused on ensuring the stablecoins are tied to a basket of sovereign debt or audible euros. As long as it is tied to symbiotically to their currencies, they're okay with it. But something like DAI, an algorithmic stablecoin solely backed by other cryptocurrencies, could be a problem, because you're now shifting toward a world with challenger currencies that could become more useful and eliminate the sovereignty of the fiat currency. Now, ultimately, when looking at the different regulatory frameworks coming from developed economies, what's clear is that each government is exploring approaches they think will protect their sovereignty and economy. Unfortunately, in the US, that means a heavy-handed approach that overreaches and fails to regulate according to technology. However, the good news is that Europe is approaching it more pragmatically and holistically, and allowing the crypto industry to build momentum. So the EU is actually doing it pretty good in this article for the MiCA, like making rules, because we do need them. Like, we can't be living in the Wild West anymore. Like they've always said it, like crypto world is a Wild West territory. We don't know what's going on, but we do need regulations. Even who is it? Mr. Fantastic? Is it Kevin O'Leary? Who says it himself? It's like, once we get regulations, you're gonna see so many institutions flood in. But like, again, we just got to start somewhere. We can't be like, take a big stance like the US and go overabundance in it where nothing's going to get done. Most likely try to ban it, and then they'll just be even further behind. But with the EU, they're going on an approach. They're testing out like the main things. Like, yeah, get out the cowboys. We do need some regulations, clearly defined roles. Like the NFT sector is still in a gray zone. Protecting DeFi providers, where it's like, yeah, they created this app, but it's not their fault. Something happened. So lots of stuff that just needs to be addressed is being happened right now. So that's pretty good that this is going on. But yeah, what do you guys think of this article? Do you think regulations are still good? Are they not good? You guys let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, hit that thumbs up while you're at it. Subscribe to the channel. And until next time, the Crypto Sherpa is out.